Like an angel in the morning, shooting star across the night. The most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life. Every second spent with you, it's like a day that starts brand new. Girl, I'm so amazed at all the things you do.
Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Flo and you are moving with the flow. So in my last video, I put up a snippet or a recap of my civil wedding, and I got a lot of people, especially on social media, with a lot of questions. I got people on my TikTok asking what the process is. A lot of people were interested in also doing a civil wedding in Uganda, and there's not so much information out there about what you need to have a civil wedding in Uganda. My husband and I decided to get married, and we decided we are going to do a civil wedding. I went on YouTube, and I went on the internet to try and find articles or stories and videos of people who had had a civil wedding in Uganda, and I didn't find much. And also the website, URSB website, it has information, but there's not much explanation. However, if you go to URSB in Kololo, they are very helpful. They will give you a list of things that you need. So I'll just be sharing what you need in order to prepare. When it comes to requirements, some requirements you need to certify you with URSB before the actual ceremony. So I would advise you to start the process maybe 2 months or 1 month in advance, as you need to present these documents, and then they will put you on a list of people that intend to get married. Some of these documents are, you need to prove your citizenship. So you need to present either a national ID or a passport or maybe a driving permit. Any documentation that shows that you are a citizen of Uganda. If you're not a citizen of Uganda, you need to show your passport or a national ID from your country of origin. That's the first and most important document. You need to present an LC1 letter for where you stay. So if you stay, for example, in Bukoto, you need to show a letter from the LC1 chairperson of your area stating that they know you and they know that you reside in their province or in their village. You need to certify that you are a resident of this place using this letter. Some of them do it for free, some of them ask for a fee. Our chairperson asks for a fee, so you need to present this letter. And then you need passport size photographs for each of you. You need for the groom and then the bride. So you need to present passport size photos, only 2 of them. These are used to put on the notice board, because at some point they put your pictures and your information on the notice board. In case anyone objects to you getting married, they find your information on the notice board. You also need a photocopy of a valid ID for your witnesses. The bride should have a witness and the groom should also have a witness, and so you need to get a photocopy of their IDs to present to URSB. You also need registered marriage affidavits. So for these, you can work with URSB directly to make the affidavits. This I've heard from someone after I did my ceremony. But personally, I got a lawyer to write for us affidavits, and it's very affordable. Each affidavit is about 50,000 from the lawyer we used. Some charge less, some charge more. So each was 50,000 and the total is 100,000. In case of foreign citizens, you need a letter from the civil registration or their statistics office from their country. This is the most important document if you are marrying a foreigner. They need to get a letter from their country, from what would be the URSB of their country, certifying that they are not married. If they've been married, certifying that they are now divorced. So you need this letter. It's very important. Without it, you can't go through the whole process at URSB. For cases of the foreign citizens, you need copies of a valid visa upon entry into Uganda. So you need to show the visa that the person is here legally in this country and is not an illegal immigrant. You need to present copies of the visa. You can photocopy it and just attach to your documents to show that the person is here legally. In case someone is divorced or widowed, you show copies of the divorce decree, like the documents that prove that the person is divorced, or a death certificate if someone lost their partner and has been married before, but they lost their partner, you show a death certificate in that case. For the case of documents that are not in English, you need to translate these documents to English, because at URSB, the official language is English, so the documents need to be in English. If you are a refugee, you need a letter from the office of the Prime Minister certifying your status, your marital status, and then certifying that you are here legally. You need to fill in a notice of marriage, which is a form. This form, you just list like your names, your full names, your addresses, your parents' names, what your parents do, what you do. All this information is put in this notice. It's a document that URSB gives you, and you have to list and fill in this information. Then you attach evidence of payment. You need to pay a certain amount. For Ugandan citizens, I think each person pays 25,000. But if you are Ugandan marrying a foreigner, you pay 260,000 Ugandan shillings. If you are a foreigner marrying a fellow foreigner, for example, if you're Kenyan marrying an American in Uganda, you have to pay $210. Let me repeat the prices. If you are two foreigners getting married at URSB, you are going to pay $210. If you are a Ugandan and a foreign national, you're going to pay 260,000 Ugandan shillings. And then if you're both Ugandan, I need to confirm the price, but I think it's 25,000 per person if you're both Ugandan. Those are the documents you need. And now the process. So once you have collected all these documents and made a payment in the bank, you tell the people at the bank that you're paying a URSB fee for a civil marriage. Some banks know the process already. This is one of the complicated parts. If you go to a bank that doesn't already have the forms and the system, it can be a bit hectic. But I know DFCU, Centenary should be okay. I used Stanbic, and I remember the first time I went there, they told me they didn't have the system. But then when I went back the second time, the branch manager at the Akasha Stanbic helped me fill in the process. So because when I tried to pay online, it wouldn't work. Those are the things you need. Now, once you have gotten all these documents in order, you get them together and submit them at URSB. The people at URSB will verify them, and then they will pin your pictures on the notice board with information, like basic information about you. They put them on the notice board for 21 days, and then people can come and look at it. It's like public display, whoever wants to see. And if people want to object to you getting married, they can contact the office, the URSB office, and let them know why you shouldn't get married. But otherwise, if everything goes perfectly, if there's no objection to the notice of marriage, the ceremony takes place after 21 calendar days, but not before the lapse of 90 days. Make sure you don't plan your wedding after 90 days. 90 days after the 21 days have elapsed. On the day of the wedding, make sure you go with your 2 witnesses. Make sure you also go with your national IDs or your identification to verify who you are, because sometimes there are some little things that can definitely affect your process. If you find a security person that's in a bad mood and you can't identify yourself, you don't want these hiccups. Some people asked me, like, are you allowed to go with family members at the courthouse? Are you allowed to have people there? You can go with people. I remember I had my family there, and we were about maybe 10 to 15 people, and they didn't mind. They let us in, but don't carry more than that. They might be asked to stay outside the building if there are too many. And also there's always other people with their families, so sometimes the whole place is, a bit chaotic. Okay, and then you can go to the courthouse and do the ceremony. It's not long. It's about 15 to 20 minutes maximum. Very short, very brief. And then after you've sworn and signed, you can take pictures. I guess that's all the information you need to know about a civil wedding in Uganda. If you have any more questions, feel free to put them in my comment section, and I'll reply you when I see your messages. Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching my channel. And if you love this, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise